edition, high-level talks begin this morning to help remove the Bahamas from the European Union's blacklist. Also,
this is about making everyone aware that becoming disabled isn't something that just you're born with. It can happen overnight.
Spreading greater awareness on the plight of the disabled in our country. And
I'm designing one or two designs with the mask on it that would be in commemoration of the pandemic, the year, and Junkanoo.
Keeping the spirit of Junkanoo alive without the sounds of the drums and the cowbells. We've got those stories and much more when the morning edition comes. We're right back.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties, whatever they may be. We equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
We're here to help you. We're here to hold your hand. We're here to support you.
I think it's everyone who sacrifices their life to serve the needs of others are all heroes.
So we all just kind of get together and do what's right for our patients.
The human connection is what bonds all of us. I'm truly proud to be part of the Pineapple family.
What matters most is your health. Be proactive about it.
Everyone, I'm LaDawn Davis. Thank you so much for having us in your company. A little bit of Christmas chill is definitely in the air, and you're waking up this Friday to a warming weather trend as a weakening frontal boundary drifts southwards before dissipating. However, residents in the northwest and central Bahamas will still experience breezy conditions despite some sunshine. Isolated showers also likely in the southern Bahamas. Expect pleasant weather conditions across the remainder of the islands. Here now is your extended weather forecast. We now head on out to our streets where Lloyd Allen and the morning traffic team are standing by with your Friday traffic commute.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Well, good morning, LaDawn. Good morning, Bahamas. It's a great start to your Friday morning. We are giving you your first look at traffic, and this one coming in from the intersection of Soldier Road and Wolf Road. Of course, this morning we are joined by Corporal Patrick Camp from the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, who's painting a picture for us for traffic over the past 24-hour period.
Good morning, Mr. Allen, and good morning, Bahamas. Within the last 24 hours, we've had some reported 13 accidents. In fact, there is an accident reported as we speak that's on Independence Highway. So for persons who are traveling towards the Blue Road roundabout, be mindful. You might have a bit of a hold up there until the officer arrives on the scene and clear that scene. And I'm going to ask drivers to continue to drive with due care, attention, exercise, and patience. During this time, you're going to see a significant amount of traffic, a serious increase in the flow of traffic throughout the streets of New Providence. I'm going to ask the persons out there continue to pay attention, exercise some patience, and drive with special due care and attention.
Now, Officer Camp, I'm glad that you mentioned that. Of course, we know that the holidays are approaching yet again. This is day 4 and the 4th day of Christmas. But again, we expect that motorists will be a lot busier getting gifts and somewhat distracted. But of course, I know that your operations continue as well.
And that is so. Persons out there who are shopping for that loved one, buying special gifts, I'm going to ask that you secure your personal items as best as possible in your vehicle in a manner that's not so visible. as we increase the police presence out on the street, well, so does the criminal activities from these criminals. They increase their activities as well. And so you're going to find that we're going to be out here on the streets. We're going to be going above and beyond and overtime to make sure that our streets are safe for our citizens and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Also, it's during the operations that we do have throughout the country, and the small stops and search, they usually lead to the big arrest. Persons who are traveling with dangerous drugs in their vehicle, other contrabands, firearms. This is how we get a lot of our arrests, and a lot of persons out there who fail to attend the court for whatever reason and has outstanding warrants. This is where it starts. It's through operations and stop and search and ticketable offenses that persons may say is insignificant, but it's a big deal.
All right, so the small things add up, and final advisory going out to motorists today: drive with caution and care, but be alert for those nefarious activities that tend to develop during the holidays. Of course, finally, from this area this morning, we didn't mention earlier, but traffic again is building, and we expect that will continue in this area as the morning progresses. That's been a quick look at your morning traffic report from the Village Road area, and for the morning edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Off the top this Friday morning, talks will open this morning with government officials and European Union representatives in an effort to have the Bahamas removed off the EU's blacklist. Previous plans were derailed by the global pandemic, and the Bahamas remains one of several Caribbean nations now on that list. Attorney General, the Honorable Carl Bethel, shared plans with the upper chamber yesterday, noting that he will be putting forth the best case for the Bahamas to be removed from the blacklist.
It's an opportunity for us to begin to forge direct bilateral contacts, establish person-to-person contact at the ministerial level, but also technical officers contact at the technical officers levels with individual countries in Europe that we do not have that sort of close contact with at the present time.
The Attorney General says intense collaboration and cooperation with the European nations is currently taking place.
We have very close contact with the UK. We have developing contacts with Italy, Spain, and the major powers in Western Europe. So this outreach is for a lot of the other ministerial countries where they have no familiarity with the Bahamas.
The Road Traffic Department making it easier for motorists to utilize their services. Beginning Monday, the Carmichael Road outlet will reopen to the public, but only with a cashless system. Controller Blyden says the additional services are part of the overall enhancement process.
As Fort Charlotte is cashless, Carmichael Road outlet will also be cashless. We will continue the drive-through process where you can pull up, the inspection will be done, and you'll be assisted with members of the road traffic staff taking your documents on the inside to be registered. And once that is done, they will return back to you, give you a document, and you could go over by inland revenue where you can pay by a debit card or you can pay with your credit card. If you are requiring cash services, you will have to come to the road traffic department at the stadium, because our Fort Charlotte outlet and our Carmichael Road outlet will be totally cashless moving forward.
Also beginning Monday, the drive-through operations at the National Stadium will end. Persons will now have their vehicles inspected and then enter the stadium for service. As it stands, appointments are only needed for the Fort Charlotte outlet.
Carmichael Road, you could still drive in and be served from as early as 9 o'clock. At the stadium, we start as early as 7 o'clock. And so those two places, you don't need an appointment. But if you don't want to wait on the line, and if you want quick and efficient service, the way road traffic is headed for in the future, you can utilize our Fort Charlotte outlet. It is our intentions to make all of road traffic appointment by appointment in the near future, so that the line process will be a thing of the past. You will have a 9 o'clock appointment, you come at 9 o'clock, you'll be served, and in 15 minutes you will be gone. Gone will be the days you're getting into bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, just the total line. We are moving forward, trying to be efficient and innovative as we take road traffic to the next level now.
As the local COVID numbers dip, the national flag carrier is seeing a positive change in its international bookings. The airline is attracting fairly full flights into Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. Meantime, chairman of the airline, Tommy Turnquest, says Bahamas Air is still saddled with arrears due to the months of delayed services.
And we've made lots of arrangements with suppliers or purveyors of services, sort of ground handlers and so on, whereby we've, over the next 6 months, we've got to now get back, catch up and pay all the arrears that we've done. But we've made arrangements with all of them, and we're trying to operate on a moving forward basis. And so we're optimistic. We go into Miami first thing in the morning, and that's a post-cleared flight. So we clear in Miami. We then have an operation with a wholesaler out of Miami who's guaranteed us 100 seats coming back. And so we've been trying to do whatever we can to make things work.
And still to come, fighting disability challenges and what you can do to help. You're watching The Morning Edition.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education in conjunction with this channel.
Christmas term examinations are used as diagnostic tools to assist in the promotion of student achievement. The results allow schools to identify and implement interventions. School-based Christmas examinations will begin on Monday, December 7, 2020. Every effort is being made to ensure that all protocols are followed. Parents, please be advised that all assessments are theory-based. The assessments will be timed. The student's environment should be free of noise and other distractions, such as the television or radio. Students will be monitored via their camera and microphone. Students are required to work independently. Therefore, parents should refrain from assisting their child. Students are required to sit with their backs toward a wall, and faces should be facing the teacher's screen. Students should remain seated during the examination. Parents should not communicate with their child during the examination. If there is an emergency, parents, please communicate with your child's teacher. Inform the teacher of any technical difficulties using any pre-established means, such as email, WhatsApp, or telephone. Failure of students and parents to follow these protocols may result in grades being forfeited.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education in conjunction with this channel.
We strategically pass down the information and the knowledge of Junkanoo, because it's more than a parade, it's a way of life.
And it was so successful the first year and so well received that we went back for another year and then another year.
They get a chance to show forth their creativity to their dance, to their music.
Discussion continues today on issues impacting women. A virtual symposium dubbed Women in the Spotlight will be mounted as the celebrations wind down to mark the 58th year of the women's suffrage movement here in the Bahamas. The featured speaker will be former female Premier of Bermuda, the Honorable Paula A. Cox. She will address future possibilities for women. The 2-hour symposium will be aired on the Facebook page of the National Women's Advisory Council and on YouTube starting at noon today. Also, the contributions of retired female educator Sadie Curtis is being remembered. Mrs. Curtis died on Monday at the age of 95. During the proceedings, Government Senator Anna Faye Ferguson Knowles noted that Mrs. Curtis left behind a legacy of service.
History taught me well, and I knew a lot about her through the annals of history. And there is no doubt in my mind that she went home. She is now in the great mansion of the classroom as a master teacher. And so I say condolences to her family. I say condolences to the education personnel in this Bahamas, because we have lost a great woman.
Rastafarians within the Bahamian community still saddened over the passing of one of their freedom fighters and leaders. Priest Philip Blyden died in hospital on Monday. Blyden is being hailed as a man of integrity, wise and knowledgeable, filled with love and hope. Royal Ambassador for the Ethiopia-Africa Black International Congress, Priest Whitman McKinney, and Priest Michael Ferguson recounting vivid memories.
He was always a person who knowledgeable within black history and even Bahamian history and also the black struggle. He was one of those Rastaman, he's one of the Rastaman in this country who I never see him drink rum or kill any, suffer any, walk away or any, without principle and morals. He's always a man with principle and morals. And he also was a good herbalist. But over the years, we grow into knowing more about black culture and but the fundamental way how to lobby and agitate for our fundamental rights as Rasta.
An Honorable Priest Blyden, he was a man who do enough, agitating and enough movements among us as black people, as even Rastafari government.
For the entire week, we have identified a number of persons from the disabled community who continue to beat the odds. And today, an advocate fighting for equality for all encourages persons to support them regardless of the physical or mental status. Here's Lloyd Allen.
45-year-old Townsley Roberts has lived with a disability since he was 5 years old. After an accident during his early years, he lost a part of his left leg and spent significant time recuperating both physically and mentally. Since then, he has learned to live with the mindset of no regrets and has come to terms with his disability. As an advocate, he explains why Disability Awareness Week is important to all persons, whether disabled or not.
Disability Awareness Week is not just about persons with disabilities talking about their issues and overcoming these issues. It's about making everyone aware that becoming disabled isn't something that just you're born with. It can happen overnight.
Roberts says because of this, raising awareness among as many people as possible about the cause and prevention of types of disability can help to reduce overall numbers. For starters, he encourages persons without disabilities to feel free to engage in dialogue with members of the disabled community.
If you ask them what they need, they can tell you. Don't assume you're all different, just like you are all different, which means everyone has different things they need. What I may need is not what another person with disability, even if the same disability, may need.
Roberts says there are some in the community who continue to grapple with identity. However, at the same time, there are others who remain hopeful they'll achieve their own version of the Bahamian dream, like himself.
We want the opportunity of being employed so we can have a family and take care of families. We have persons who currently are on BTVI learning skills, persons who are in the University of Bahamas, person like myself who studied accounting, spent 23 years doing accounting. We have lawyers in this country with disabilities. We have teachers. We have them in all different aspects.
Looking forward toward the future, Roberts says he remains optimistic for the day when members of the disabled community can boast of inclusion across the board.
You have mobile ramps that you don't have to go and build a ramp to your business or to your home or your rental unit. You've seen videos where people the stairs are made to go in and a lift appears to allow people to access into the building. There are many adaptive apparatuses around the world that can help things be more accessible for us.
He says all it takes for the creation of an even platform in society for all is for everyone to be given the opportunity for a better life, regardless of their economic, physical, or mental status. For the Morning Edition, Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
A good corporate citizen is giving back to two top law enforcement agencies as they continue to fight against COVID-19. At a press conference this week, President of Electro Telecom and police reservist Paul Smith donated personal protective equipment and body wear that will be extremely useful to both entities at this crucial time.
If persons in our society are not working, those who look, their families who may be in prison, who look for them to help, they're not going to get the help that they're really going to need based on the hard economic times. So I felt like it was something that was really needful at a time like this. You know, I wish, Mother Teresa said, if you can't feed 100, feed one. We know that there's quite a lot of people in emergency prison, but we just want to be here to donate these items, underwears, towels, the most basic necessities. And, you know, for the Royal Bahamas Police Force, Mr. Roll, you know, we do have people that comes in custody from time to time. And you notice sometimes they go to court, they have to put a cloth around their face. And so I want to donate to the Royal Bahamas Police Force some 6,000 masks in order to assist people that are in custody.
Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, Police Commissioner Paul Roll, and Prison Commissioner Charles Murphy all applauded Smith for his generous gift.
I applaud you, Mr. Smith, for your continued support, not only to our law enforcement agencies, but to people in need throughout the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And you are an example to what, corporate responsibility is all about.
Let me say it's just how grateful we are, and on behalf of the inmates and the officers of the Department of Correctional Services, we say thank you, and may God continue to bless you as you continue to bless others.
We will distribute these face masks throughout the force for the use of our prisoners that we come into contact with. This helps to keep us and the Royal Bahamas Police Force safe, as well as to help keep those officers safe.
Stay close. We've got more right after this. You're watching The Morning Edition.
During this pandemic, it is our duty to ensure that all citizens, residents, and visitors are adhering to the COVID-19 safety protocol. Restaurants may operate utilizing curbside pickup, drive-through, takeaway, or delivery. Any establishment who allows the entry of any person not wearing a mask is liable upon a summary conviction to a fine of $500. I am Ambassador Ashanti Ruko of the COVID-19 Enforcement Unit. Save a life that may be your own.
This message brought to you by the Ministry of National Security in conjunction with the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Hey, have you heard? ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Whether you're on the move or just kicking back. Miss something on the news? It's there. Want to keep up with a live update? It's there. Or just want to listen to your favorite station? It's there too. Download the app now from the App Store and Google Play Store.
A primary school student has been named the winner of a local art competition. In this report, Jamila Mizik talks with a student who says this is only the beginning of his artistic journey.
11-year-old Kristen Quant is the winner of an art competition hosted by Massa Air Ambulance. The 6th grade Holmes Rock primary school student says his love for drawing runs in his family.
I joined because I love to express myself through my drawing. So I draw what I would like to do one day. Go on a different island and enjoy the sun and enjoy the view of the sunset. And I love to draw because I always used to see my big brother. Everybody in my family draw, so I used to try and draw just like them. And I'm glad to see my progress actually paid off. and I'm glad that I won the competition.
Kristen says when he joined the competition, he had no idea that he would actually win, but he was hoping for the best. He describes the moment he found out he won the competition as very special.
My heart was pumping. I was ready to pass out. I didn't even want to put it in. Honestly, I showed no emotion when I was there, but when I got home, I screamed a lot. I was so happy. I didn't even know I was going. I thought they stopped the competition because of COVID-19. I didn't know that they were still doing the competition, so I was honestly very happy that I won it.
Kristen says this prize will go toward creating more of his art designs.
I got $100 plus an art kit, and I'm glad I got the art kit more than the $100 because I could actually keep doing my art. And I got oil paint, pencils, and coloring pencils, and a bunch of books to draw with.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
Well, tomorrow, December 5th, is International Volunteer Day, mandated by the United Nations General Assembly, and it's viewed as a unique opportunity to highlight and celebrate volunteers for their efforts, share their values, and promote their work in the community. The Bahamas Red Cross will do just that by organizing for the first time a drive-by pinning ceremony to honor those volunteers for 5, 10, and 20 years of service. Congratulations to those volunteers. We appreciate your work. Well, you may not be able to rush in a Junkanoo parade this year, but there are persons in our community who are finding unique ways to keep the spirit of Junkanoo alive. Here's Charles Fisher.
By this time, so all the themes from the various groups would have been known, and persons would be displaying it on T-shirts. With no Junkanoo this year, printer and owner of Gippy's Printing, Anthony Gippy Gibson, is feeling it.
Our business has been somewhat slow. However, we still have some Junkanoo designs that we're going to do. We don't have much of the T-shirt orders, but we do have some, and so I'm doing that. In fact, with the COVID going on, the pandemic, I'm designing 1 or 2 designs with the mask on it that would be in commemoration of the pandemic, the year, and Junkanoo.
It may not be any Junkanoo, but we can still look forward to the displays at AG Electric. Nothing is here now, but preparation is underway for something spectacular. Gippy also has a hand in that.
Arthur Gibson from AG Electric, he normally called me, asked me to come over and help to draw the display that he's going to put up out front of his building. And so I have a full-time participating in Junkanoo or Junkanoo activities. But the displays for AG Electric that goes to the front of his building, that's continuous, so I'm assisting with that.
So just what will be put in this spot this year?
He has a 20-foot Christmas tree. Once that's up, you'll be able to see that from the airport or from the sky. And it's beautiful. It's just going to be phenomenal when it's lit, all the gifts on it, and hopefully you probably can come in and contribute. But I think it's a great design for this year.
Gippy hoping others will follow suit.
I was hoping that more businesses would pick up on the idea and put a display at the front of their building for every season, every occasion. It will be something that's lasting, and it's all Bahamian. It's nothing foreign, no foreign influence. The designs might be somewhat influenced outside, but it's typical Bahamian.
For the Morning Edition, I'm Charles Fisher.
Thanks a lot, Fisher, and that's a wrap for us this morning. For the entire team, I'm LaDon Davis. Make it a great day and a safe weekend, everyone.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education in conjunction with this channel.
Christmas term examinations are used as diagnostic tools to assist in the promotion of student achievement. The results allow schools to identify and implement interventions. School-based Christmas examinations will begin on Monday, December 7th, 2020. Every effort is being made to ensure the protocols are adhered to. Students, you are reminded to review your assessment schedule. Choose somewhere with reliable internet connection. Use the restroom before examination starts, except for emergencies. Log in at least 15 minutes prior to the start of the assessment and remain logged on until the assessment is completed. Close all programs, including emails. Turn on device camera and keep it on. Unmute your microphone, but remain quiet. Have all the necessary tools for the assessment: examples, pencils, erasers, geometry sets. Abstain from eating or drinking during the assessment. Raise your digital hand if you have a question. The teacher will give you permission to speak. Check your clock so you distribute your time wisely. The teacher will also let you know at intervals how much time you have left in the assessment exercise. Abstain from consulting any notebook, textbook, worksheet, or classmate during the assessment period. Check all work before submitting. Failure of students and parents to adhere to these protocols may result in grades being forfeited.
This public service announcement was brought to you by the Communications section of the Ministry of Education in conjunction with this channel.